Hi, everybody. So we are going to continue with rotations. Okay. Again, this is transformations. This is rotations. Oops. Rotations. This is part two. Okay. So what we remember. Okay. Remember, if we go back to our um, definition of a rotation, it's basically a figure that is rotated about a fixed point. And we're talking about the fixed point being the origin here. Okay. So what we've done so far, okay, if you remember, on a 180-degree rotation, okay, we basically have X and a Y. And when we rotate it 180 degrees, we have opposite X and opposite Y. Okay, so for example, we had a point of 4, 3. When we rotate it, that's going to be -4, -3. I think we did pretty well with that one. That one was pretty simple. Okay, now when we have a counterclockwise, 90-degree rotation. And if you remember, what this means is we're rotating it this way. Just kidding. If we make a better illustration, if we're rotating a clock, okay, think about how a clock goes. The clock goes this way, right? So we're basically going back this way. Okay, we're rotating it opposite the clock. Okay, so we have, you remember, we have X, Y, and when we have a 90-degree, and we'll put CC for counterclockwise rotation. Okay, remember, we're going to flip, and then the first number is opposite. Okay, so flip, first opposite. So let's say I have a point like this, 4, -3. When we rotate counterclockwise, we're going to flip them first. So now we have 3, 4, and then we're going to make that first number opposite. So the opposite of -3 would give us a +3. So that would be 3, 4. Okay, that's review. That's what we did on our last lesson. Okay, so what we're going to do for this lesson, okay, we're going to do 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, now it's kind of the same. We're going to use the same method, but we just have a little bit different rule on this one. Okay, so clockwise rotation. Okay, we've got an X, Y. Okay, and we're going to 90 degrees clockwise rotate that. Okay, so let's think about this. It's going to rotate 90 degrees, and we're going to go in this direction. Okay, and we're going to still be about the origin, so we don't have to worry about anchor points for right now. Okay, so this time I'm going to flip, meaning I'm still going to flip the X and the Y, but instead of the first number being opposite, this is going to be the opposite second number. So if I have, for example, let's use those same ones we used last time. 4, -3. Okay. If I have a 90 degrees clockwise rotation, the first thing I'm going to do is flip them. So I have -3 and 4. I don't know why I wrote a -4. -3, 4. But my second one is going to be the opposite. So this 4 is no longer a 4. It's going to be the opposite. So it's going to be a -4. Okay. Let's take it to the graph and see how that works. Okay. So I'm going to put a point up here. Let's make it a quadrilateral this time. Okay, I have a point at -1, -2. And we'll call this point G. Okay, and then we have point H at 0, -4. have a point at 4, -2. We'll call this point F. And then I have one more point at 3, -3. Okay, and we'll call this point E. Okay, let's connect these. Straight lines. So we just got a basic quadrilateral here. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's write these coordinates real quick. Okay, so G is -1, -2. H is 0, -4. F is 4, -2. And E is 3, -3. Okay, so we're going to rotate this 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, so basically what we're doing is it's again, it's kind of like we have that string tied right here, and we're going to rotate it this way because we're going clockwise. Okay, so let's take a look at what that's going to look like. Let's first determine our points. Okay, that's, to me, that's pretty easy to determine the points because I just have to go by the rule. And if you remember the rule for rotate 90 degrees clockwise, our rule is to flip opposite second number. Okay, so let's write the coordinates for the new G, the new H, the new F, and the new E. Okay, and again, these are going to have an apostrophe because we have transformed these points. All right, so the new G, we're going to flip them first. Okay, so I have -2, -1, but my second is going to be the opposite. So this is no longer a -1, this is a +1. Okay, my new H, I'm going to flip them, so -4, 0. Now, can I have an opposite of 0? No, so it's just going to what? It's going to stay 0. Okay, my new F is going to be -2, 4, but that second one is going to be opposite, so the 4 now becomes a -4. And then my last point is -3, 3, but that second point is going to be opposite, so I'm going to make that a negative. Now all we have to do is go back and graph these points. Okay, so -2, back 2, up 1. That's my new G. So far, it doesn't look like it's going to be right, but just trust me. Okay, my new H is going to be back 4, up 0. There's my new H. My new F is going to be back 2, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my new F. Lastly, my new E is going to be back 3. 1, 2, 3, down 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when I put the lines to this, this is going to be the same figure we just had, but it's rotated 90 degrees. Okay, hopefully everybody can see that. That was pretty easy. Okay, as long as you just remember to go by rule. Go by this rule and you're going to be fine. Okay, again, tomorrow you'll have your worksheet, and you can watch this video today. You can watch it again tomorrow before you do your worksheet. Okay, and please let me know if you have any questions. You guys have a blessed day. Talk to you soon.